We are in Beardstown, and Beardstown starts here, and there's something very exciting I can't wait to see in Beardstown. So, here we go. There's Jill! She's with me. We're exploring Abraham Lincoln in Beardstown, Illinois. I am so excited! Abraham Lincoln actually stood in this park in Beardstown, Illinois. Of course, it's the land of Lincoln, as you all know, but this is where he gave his speech on August 12th, 1858, that a land divided cannot stand. So here is where he actually gave a 2-hour speech. There were bands. There was actually a military escort. And my favorite fun fact about that was they have a military escort because there was going to be cannons, but they were sabotaged by the Democrats. I thought that was kind of funny. But right here in this park, Abraham Lincoln stood and gave a speech for 3,000 people. All right, here's the courthouse and now museum. As some of you may know, I'm a very big Abraham Lincoln fan. And right here in this courthouse in Beardstown, Illinois, he tried a very famous case. There he is as we speak. Duff Armstrong was accused of killing a man at night, but the witness said he saw him pull the gun and shoot because there was a bright moon that night. However, Abraham Lincoln, being the smart dude that he was, said, "Hey, I've got a farmer's almanac here. Let's see what date that was." And sure shooting, there was no moon that night. Cleared the guy, Duff went free. Yay, Abe! All right, the coolest story just happened. A little while ago, we were walking to the grocery store with our wagon with Jill and Mike, and a car yelled to us, said, "Are you loopers?" And I said, "Well, yes." She goes, "I figured you were." We get talking to them. Anyway, she knows the woman who runs the Abraham Lincoln Museum tours, and she's going to give Dan and I a private tour this evening at 7 o'clock. We're heading there now. Are you excited?
Sure.
I did! Can't wait! Yay! Here I am at the courthouse, touching it. Getting my national park stamp here because this is part of the national park system. Paul is getting the details set. I'm very excited. It'll be for my passbook. Viva la vida, saying goodnight on the Illinois River. Another pre-dawn here on the Illinois River. We have our last lock on the Illinois today, and it'll be our only lock. It's LaGrange. Hello there, good morning. It's dawn, sun has not risen yet, and we're heading down the Illinois River with a flotilla of about 8 boats, heading to Mel's River Dock is the game plan. We do have one lock. It looks like, according to all of our information, it's empty right now. They're not answering their phone, but we're gonna head on down there, and hopefully we'll be able to walk through pretty quick. Fingers crossed. LaGrange Lock and Dam, here we come. All right, our first barge of the day. They just came out of the lock. This is a double. It's 15 barges, so they have to split it horizontally, and the first bunch go into the lock, then they move them over, and then the next bunch goes in, and then they have to tie them all off. So if you're waiting for a double in a lock, it could take up to over 3 hours. So luckily, this one locked through about 2 in the morning, and we're just meeting it as it's going upbound. So these things are huge. But there is a 15 barge being pushed upbound on the Illinois River. Pretty cool. And there's our little flotilla. And me. This is pretty rare as we go into the LaGrange Lock. that it's been open and ready for us. The green light is on and we're heading in. Didn't even have to wait. A lot of you have asked, why did we put our mast down? We are only 15 feet with our mast down, so we can get under a lot more bridges this way. When we're up, we're like at 25 feet. So we keep our mast down through this whole river system because there are so many railroad bridges or automobile bridges that have to be raised or have a lower clearance that we can maybe just scoot right under. So that's why the mast is down. Good questions. We're heading to a small town called Hardin. There's a restaurant there, Illinois River Docks, called Mel's. And if you eat at the restaurant, you can stay at the docks there. So we're going to be doing that. There's 8 or 9 of us in this different flotilla. We've lost some, we've gained some. We're all just kind of moving the same way. It's always nice to travel in numbers. So we're all going to get in there, and some of us are going to have to raft off again, and that means, one pulls by the wall and the other ties up next to the boat, which we're the smallest boat in this flotilla, so we will probably be rafting off. And then we have lunch reservations later this afternoon for all of us for fun, laugh, and debriefing. We had quite the fun rafting and docking today. We had a lot of things come up at the very last second. We are 4 long, 2 deep. The wind, as we turned around, we were coming downstream. We turned around to go upstream because you want your bow facing the upstream. The wind is huge coming this way. It's been pushing us all day. So when we turned around, it was very difficult. That's number 1. Number 2, giant tree here in the water that we had to all contend with. Number 3, making sure we all fit. Number 4, this is a restaurant here, so there are day boaters that just come for lunch. And right in the middle of a dock is a pontoon boat that no one can find the owner to, that's taking up about 3 spots, just the way they docked. And we all had to go around him. So it's been quite an exhilarating kind of dockage, but this is what we call rafting off. So we're rafted off to Viva La Vida. So we throw our lines down and our fenders. And as you can see down the line, we have more boats and fenders. There's Sandra waving on the top of her boat right there at the bow. Luckily, while we were docking, we didn't have any barge traffic. Thank goodness.
Here we are docked at Mel's River Dock on the Illinois here. There's some sort of Revolutionary War reenactment or something going on here as well.
There's our gang. And there's the pontoon that's in everybody's way. Dan leading the pack. He's hungry. I am so excited. We are standing in a park in Beardstown, Illinois. And on this park square right here on August 12th, 1858, Lincoln came here to give a speech. And in that speech, he said a very important speech, which was, I can't remember. Then he boarded a boat to Havana. Who knew? This is the best part about fall. Abraham Lincoln Pumpkinhead. Here's Horizon Bound, right on the Illinois River at night. Isn't that beautiful? And I don't know if you can see it, but there are a zillion stars in the sky.